For by a single offering, he has perfected for all time those who are being sanctified. There's a lot in that. This is the doctrine of sanctification. Remember, I'm trying to help delineate how does this relate? How does this not relate? How is it distinct? The doctrine of justification, the middle sentence, the doctrine of justification, Jesus finishes the work. God legally declares ungodly people perfectly righteous. That's something done for us and applied to us through a legal declaration at the moment of saving faith. It's instantaneous. Our justification is done for us. It's done outside of us. It's applied to us, and it's instantaneous, and it never changes for all time. That's justification. The doctrine of sanctification is a work that God does in us. Justification for us, applied to us. Sanctification done in us. This is where he progressively, over time, changes us from the inside out. The doctrine of sanctification is a progressive work. It begins when we are born again or regenerated. And it's where we practically, in our lives, in our actions, actually become more like Jesus Christ over time. It's being conformed in your life to the image of Jesus Christ. Sanctification is not talking about perfection in your life. It's talking about a new direction of life towards Christ-likeness because of regeneration. Now, two things I want to say about that as it pertains to our text. Number one, I already covered this. I'm just going to repeat it because it's so important. Nothing in your sanctification is the basis for your justification. Did you hear that? Nothing I do in my sanctification, becoming more like Jesus, becoming more holy, becoming more righteous, nothing I doing in here is the basis for why I'm accepted and justified in Christ. That's how they're distinct. If you bring some of this stuff, becoming more like Jesus, reading the word, praying, loving people, the fruit of the Spirit, all these things that we're growing in, if you bring these into this equation, you change the gospel. So they are distinct in that sense, okay? That's why when we have a bad day in our sanctification, I'm not nice to my wife, I raise my voice to my children, I don't share the gospel, and I chose to sleep instead of reading the word, my justification didn't change because it was done outside of me and applied to me. Okay? So these are distinct. We got to keep those distinct. The Catholic Church, the Greek Orthodox Church, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, they take some of this and they bring it over to this equation and they say, Jesus plus this, hopefully I'll be right with God when I die. If you ask those people, if you died today, would you be right with God and go to heaven? If they understand Catholic, Greek Orthodox, Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormon theology, here's what they would say. I don't know, I hope. I don't know. Why? Because I got what I needed to start it with Jesus, but I don't know if I've done enough to finish it. Jesus finished it. If you die today and you're united to Christ through faith, you can have full assurance. When I die, I will see him face to face. I'm going to glory. I look forward to dying. I don't want to go through the pain of physical death, but when I see sometimes when people die, I'm a little envious of that person. They're with the King now. They're perfected and they're right with God in Christ.